Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel, and welcome back to the Cincinnati Reds rebuild here on MLB The Show 22. It is time for the postseason for the first time in franchise history. Well, not in franchise history. For the first time in this series, we are in year number 4. As you can see, the three previous seasons that we've had here in Cincinnati, we went 71-91 in year 1, 69-93, nice, but a worse record in the second year, in year 2 in 2023, and then last year in 2024, a huge jump up, 85-77, made the postseason but lost in the NLDS. So this year, we got a fresh contract. Management said, go for it. The owners said go for it, and we did. And we won the division, won the NL Central, and actually look kind of good. We are 92-70 as we finish the year. This month of September was an absolutely historic month, not just for me, but in MLB, specifically. We only lost 4 games in the month. That's rarely ever done, if ever. So that's something I've probably never done, I don't think. Not that I can recall. Losing 4 games in the month really propelled us to win the division, that is for sure. But stats on the year, because I know we didn't take a look at stats at the end of last episode. Alek Thomas, our leadoff hitter, I feel confident that he can be the guy going forward. He is progressing at 87 overall now. He's still only 24 years old. He hit 25 home runs, 72 RBIs. He had a 250 average, 317 OBP, 450 slugging, 767 OPS. He played very, very well. And when we jumped in and played with him, I felt pretty good with him. And speaking of feeling pretty good, Jonathan India had a career year. This man was killing the game. 32 home runs, by far his best season, 84 RBIs, a 339 average, 417 OBP, 592 slugging, a 1.008 OPS. This man was in conversations for not only MVP, but for Silver Slugger, for just everything. He was like one of the best players in the National League, which came as a complete shock to me because usually Jonathan India doesn't simulate that well in MLB The Show simulations. So that kind of shocked me. Alex Kirilloff, we made a trade for at the deadline. He finished the season with 27 home runs, 90 driven in, 282 average, 474 slugging, 814 OPS. He's an 88 overall, and he's getting better. He's only 27. But the problem is with him, he's got arbitration, and we don't have... Well, that's not a problem. He's not going to cost too much. The only problem is we don't have a lot of money. So we're going to have to figure out something to do with freeing up money. Because we're going to want to bring back this team because we are pretty much on track. We're in our winning window, I would say. The winning window has opened up. Now, there is something that I could be talked into probably trading, and that's Tristan Casas. 15 home runs, 42 RBIs in 67 games, which honestly isn't horrible. It's not great, but it's not the worst that could have happened. 222 average, 433 slugging, 723 OPS. I'm pretty sure he was hurt for a little bit of the year too. But he's just really not my ideal DH. I don't know who would be my ideal DH, but he's not really fitting it. Ellie De La Cruz obviously is an absolute stud. 134 games played, former Rookie of the Year. So versatile, can play third base, first base, and all the outfield. He's a 90 overall, just getting better at 23 years old. 21 home runs, 81 driven in, 266 average, his best of his career. 488 slugging, 828 OPS. He's just getting better. He's had the best career since he's been in the big leagues, and he is just he's just the best. He's just getting better and better. He's going to be a cornerstone of this franchise for years to come. I can tell you that. Him and hopefully India will be those, and Cam Collier. I'm hoping those guys are the pieces. Then you got Tyler O'Neill, who we thought about trading at the deadline, but we ended up keeping him. He hit 32 home runs, 86 RBIs, 278 average, 556 slugging, 898 OPS. He had a really good year, and he was in conversations for an award too. I think it might have been MVP, or maybe it was Silver Slugger. I can't remember exactly, but he was in conversations for something. I think he won a Gold Glove, though. And he makes, how much money does he make? He makes 6.5 this year, 7.6 next year. It just keeps going up and up. We're certainly not going to have the money to be able to pay going forward, so we're going to figure out what to do with him, but I do like how he fits on the team. I think he could be a useful piece for us. Cam Collier, I don't think won Rookie of the Year. He might have. I don't remember. We'll have to go check the awards after this. It's been a few days since I recorded the last episode, so I don't remember exactly if he won the MVP or won the Rookie of the Year or not, but he certainly was in conversations for it. But he had 19 home runs, 47 RBIs, 286 average, a 509 slugging, 860 OPS, and he's very good, very young, and only going to get better probably. So we also brought in a young Tamar Johnson in the trade deadline from the Pirates, and he had his best season as a pro. As you can see right there, he's 21. So we've got a lot of young pieces in this organization that are only going to get better if they just keep getting playtime and keep playing well with that playtime. Tyler Stevenson, I do really like Tyler Stevenson. I do think he is a very valuable asset to this team and this organization. He's a very good catcher, very solid catcher. But he's a free agent after this season. And I think just going forward, we have better options, not only in our organization already, but in the trade market. So I feel like Tyler Stevenson, even though he is a very valuable piece, and I do appreciate what he's done for the organization for so long, he's just not going to be the guy moving forward. On the bench, we've got Jay Allen, who didn't really get to play much. He played in 16 games this year, but with the same lines as Cam Collier, Tamar Johnson, Elliot De La Cruz, all those guys, he is the future. He is the future either at center field, left field, right field. He's the future at one of those positions. He's fast. He's got already pretty solid contact. Just if he get that power up a little bit, he's going to be an absolute beast. We've got Carter Jensen, who I may have been foreshadowing as the person to replace Tyler Stevenson. We don't know. He's an 80 overall, 21 years old. He played in 45 games this year. And he could be the guy who replaces him. We still have other guys down in AAA and AA who also could be the guy that replace him. But as of right now, Carter Jensen's the one who's in the first place. Dustin Harris didn't really play much or at all in the season this year. I think we called him up in September, and he didn't get much playtime. He is 25, which worries me a little bit. But he looks pretty good. He's got good speed for a first baseman. He's got good power. He could be a good one for a couple years. He might be the short-term Votto replacement, or maybe Cam Collier's the short-term Votto replacement. Although I don't see Cam Collier being our long-term first baseman. I don't know what happens. Maybe we figure out a way to move De La Cruz. I don't know, because he can't play shortstop. I guess he probably could if we taught him to play shortstop. He probably could learn. But India's probably our long-term second baseman for right now. Tamar Johnson, I don't know. I don't know how to figure this out. We'll figure it out at some point, but for right now, I think Cam Collier's going to stay at first base, and maybe in the offseason I'll change my mind, but for right now, I think Cam will stay at first. Matt McLain, 47 games this year. He's 25. He can play basically everywhere, and he's getting better. He had a good year for what he played with. Shohei Ohtani, I don't know if we took a look at his stats. He hit 35 home runs, the best since 2021. 89 driven in, a 263 average. But Shohei Ohtani, is he a guy that we move on from? I hate to say it because he's Shohei Ohtani, but he went 19-9. I don't think we can move on from him. The budget, $13.5 million. Alex Reyes probably has to go. I would say he would be a person that we move on from. I'm really banking on the fact that Joey Votto leaves. He played in 36 games this year. No home runs, 10 RBIs, hit 200. He got an OPS of 535, so he's still like really solid at doing that, even at 41 years old. But he's dropping significantly. He's a 56 overall. I really hope he retires because I can't pay that $7 million again. I guess I could if I had to, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to pay that $7 million. So I'm really banging on the fact that he retires. But the pitcher rotation, Walker Buehler, 96 overall at 30 years old, 13-7, coming off of his Cy Young award last season when we took him from the Dodgers. Didn't have that great of a year. I mean, 13-7 is not horrible, I wish he would have had few less losses, but what can you really do? He had a 361 average, which is the highest since 2020, which is not good. 125 whip. He had a 3.3 WAR. I mean, he played well. He pitched well for what it's given. But I would like to see those losses drop a little bit. Shohei Ohtani had a very good year. More reminiscent of what he did when we signed him or when we traded for him, whenever we did that. 17-5 in that year, and then he went 19-9. He had a 3.97 ERA. I wish our pitchers would have lower ERAs. A lot of our pitchers, or all of our pitchers, have like really high ERAs, and I don't know why that is. Dustin May, we got him from the Dodgers at the trade deadline, and I'm pretty sure he won the Cy Young this year. 21-5. We'll check all the awards after we get done with these pitchers, but I'm pretty sure he won the Cy Young this year. 21-5, a 2.99 ERA, a 1.18 whip, and he's 27 years old. He is a free agent after the season, and we're going to have to probably lose him. We're probably going to lose Dustin May. Hopefully we win a World Series with him, but we're probably going to lose him. Casey Mize, 93 overall at 27, 14-4. Got him from the trade deadline as well, I think. I'm pretty sure we did. We got him from the trade deadline last season, I think is what it was, because he's played the whole season here. A 3.46 ERA, a 1.13 whip. He had a 3.4 WAR, and he is a free agent after the year too. So our pitcher rotation is gonna look a lot different. Nick Lodolo came over in the Dustin May trade as well from the Dodgers. It looks funny because he was in Cincinnati for 3 seasons, then we let him go after last year, and then we bring him back because he was pitching so well. But it was worth it. He needed some time away to figure out his game. I mean, look at these ERAs he was putting up in the 3 seasons here with us. And then he goes over to LA. He has a completely revived career, and then we bring him right back. 15-7, 2.77 ERA, a 1.07 whip. He is under contract for 2 more seasons after this, because I think this is the contract that we gave him originally, and then we traded to the Dodgers. So it's basically like the Dodgers didn't even really have him. Jordan Hicks, it's either him or Alex Reyes. Either one of those 2 guys are probably out the door because their contracts are so expensive. Luis Patino did not impress me too much. He's an A potential 75 overall, 25-year-old. But the times that we had him in the games, he just did not really do much for me. So he must have been in AAA or something in these 2 years. I don't know what happened there. But he didn't impress, or maybe he's a free agent. I don't remember. He just didn't really impress me that much. So we're going to figure something out to do there. Jesus Luzardo had a decent season once we brought him in from the trade deadline. Hunter Green is here, and he's Hunter Green basically, 11-7. Touki Toussaint we brought in from the deadline, but never played for us. I don't think he had 10-2 this year. 5.18 ERA. I don't know what we do with Touki Toussaint. He probably leaves us in the offseason. Alex Reyes, 56 games he came into, 2-6. He did not impress me much either. Lucas Sims he's Lucas Sims. He's what he is. He had his best ERA by far since 2022, but he's 30 years old. He's only an 83 overall B. I don't know what happens with him. And then Emmanuel Clase. Obviously, we're going to keep him around because he's Emmanuel Clase, and he's going to be good. So he's our closer. We're going to have to figure out. This pitching rotation is going to look a lot different, I'm afraid, by the start of spring training next year, because who knows what's going to happen with these 2? Who knows what's going to happen with the bullpen? How many of these guys will bring back? I don't know. This team's going to look a lot different. Hopefully, we win a World Series with these guys. But the awards, Rafael Devers won the MVP. I think we checked this at the end of last episode, but I don't remember. I just want to refresh myself. Dustin May did win the Cy Young. So LA Dodger pitchers technically have won 3 straight Cy Youngs, but we stole Dustin May at the trade deadline, so he won it for us. But Dustin May wins it for the second time in 3 seasons, which is very impressive. Shohei Ohtani finished in second. Jonathan India, he finished in second for the batting title. That's right. I knew he was competing for something. Emmanuel Clase finished in third for the reliever of the year. Cam Collier was the rookie of the year. So for us, that's 2 rookie of the years in the last 3 seasons. So that's good. That shows that we are producing guys that are going to be, or at least good in their rookie seasons. Did we win any Gold Gloves or batting titles or anything? We won a Gold Glove with Tyler O'Neill. We won the Silver Slugger for the pitcher with Ohtani. Silver Slugger second baseman, even though he played shortstop the entire season. We won. That's it. So those are all the awards we won in the regular season. It is now time to go to the postseason, October baseball, and play the Phillies. Let's get it started. And here we go. All right, so how the postseason is going to work, since this is the first time that we've truly made it. I know last year we made it to the NLDS. We are going to do the entire postseason in this episode, I think. I think that's going to be something that we do. I know I probably could extend it and go like, oh, we do the NLDS in one episode, then the NLCS if we make it there in one episode, then the World Series in another episode. But I don't want to drag that on that much. Unless it gets to a Game 7 in the World Series, I would think that the entire offseason will be in this video. And if you don't like that, then we'll go back, we'll change it, we'll go to each series is its own video. So we could do either one, doesn't matter. But we start this series against the Phillies. Freddie Peralta is against us. He's on the mound against us. And the Phillies organization, they have Rafael Devers. They have the MVP. Byron Buxton as well, JT Realmuto, Bryson Stott, Josh Jung, Freddie Peralta, Painter. All right, this team is pretty good. I can see why they made the playoffs, mainly because they just got on the back of Rafael Devers and went all the way. He had a fantastic season with 50 home runs, 107 RBIs. Fantastic season. I can see certainly why he won the MVP. But let's see what Walker Buehler, former Cy Young winner, can do against Freddie Peralta. Game 1 against the Phillies is a win. Ohtani versus Andrew Painter is a loss. Dustin May versus Ranger Suarez is a win. The Bats got eliminated by the Redbirds in the AAA playoffs. Casey Mize heads to Philly to play Chris Paddock. And we win. The Cincinnati Reds take the monkey off their back and will move on to the National League Divisional Series where we play the Dodgers. Great. The Angels and the Baltimore Orioles are in the ALCS. That is something you rarely see, especially the Orioles. You rarely ever see the Astros lose that early, especially. But the Dodgers beat the Giants in their series, and here we go. We got Lodolo on the mound versus Urias. This is going to be big. We take the first game. It was a monster game. It was in the immortal words of Jim Ross, it was a slobber knocker. 12-11. Patino gets the win. Evan Phillips gets the loss. And we took Game 1 against the Dodgers. Game 2, Walker Buehler going up against his former team. It's a loss. I can see the Dodgers are going to put up a lot of runs. That's what I'm getting from this. Game 3, Ohtani on the mound. It's a loss. Dustin May versus Jackson Jobe. It's a win. That's big. 2-2 series. Casey Mize versus Germán Marquez is a big win, 13-10. And we have a chance to beat the Dodgers in 6. We go back to LA. Lodolo's on the mound. And we win. The Cincinnati Reds will go to the World Series for the first time since 1990. And we are taking on the Baltimore Orioles. What a weird series. What a weird World Series. Look at this. Show this to somebody right now, and they would slap you in the face. The Orioles beat the Angels in 7. And we take on the Orioles starting out in Baltimore. All right, here we go. We've got the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 is a 4-0 victory. Walker Buehler versus Frankie Montas. Game 2, Grayson Rodriguez versus Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's not been playing well in the playoffs, but can he get it done today? He can. 2-0 series lead. Mauricio's time on the injury list is finished, but he's still injured for about 1 to 2 weeks. That's right. I forgot about Ronnie Mauricio. One of our trade deadline pickups got injured, and we didn't even take a look at his stats. 15 home runs, 61 RBIs, 229 average, 365 slugging. He's good. He's a good option for us. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt anymore. That's really all I can say. Broke his shin not too far after we traded for him, really. I don't know why that always happens to us. It happens with Javier Baez a couple of seasons ago as well. But we are up 2-0 on the Baltimore Orioles, going up against Shane Bieber, who is here in Baltimore now. Do we have Bieber fever? The Reds have 41 on the 40-man roster. We got to take somebody off, and it's probably going to have to be... Who's it going to be? Eddie Freehand, maybe? It's probably going to have to be Eddie Freehand. Although I don't know if I can take him off the 40-man. Ooh, I'll have to take somebody off that's actually on the MLB roster. Which will have to be probably a hitter, I would guess. Carter Jensen will stay up. Let's take off... who's it going to be? I have no idea. Maybe Matt McClain or Touki Toussaint. It's probably going to be Touki Toussaint because we don't need him. During the MLB postseason, roster can only modify between series. The only exceptions of players injured. Oh, then I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to have it auto do it for me. Auto fix the 40-man. I don't know who it took off, though. We won the game, by the way. Who did it take off? They took off Joey Votto. Of course they did. Of course they did. Poor Joey. He just gets screwed. I hope he retires, man. But we are up 3-0 on the Baltimore Orioles. We have a chance to clinch the World Series and sweep the Orioles at home in Cincinnati at Great American. Let's jump into this game, quick manage the crap out of it, and win this World Series in 4 games. I cannot believe that we've gotten this far. We're going up against Marcus Stroman. Casey Mize will be on the mound for us. This is the roster we're working with, and we are going to jump in and play this game. Well, we're going to jump in and quick manage this game. This is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill. We have a chance to win the World Series here. Simulate the half inning. Baltimore takes a 1-0 lead. We keep going. And, okay, they have 2 hits on the night. We haven't really been getting the bats going. I'm going to need them to start. There they are. We tie the game at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. But Casey Mize allows 4 in the 5th. That is not the ideal situation, but we grab 2 back. Casey Mize's day is probably done. We will go with Hunter Green. You know what? We'll trust the young man to get us the job done. He does not do that. Allows 2 more runs. Allows another run. All right, Hunter, your day is done as well. We're going to go Alex Reyes, and we are probably not going to get the job done. We don't. We lose 8-3, but we still have one more chance to clinch it at home. Still have one more chance to clinch the series at home. It's going to be Nick Lodolo on the mound. What a story that is. If Nick Lodolo could win the World Series for his team after getting traded in the offseason, then traded back to the team. Let's see what can happen here. We need to start out hot. There it is. 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. You love to see it. Lodolo's having a good performance so far, out-dueling Frankie Montas. Give him another inning. 10 hits for the Orioles, but they haven't been able to put the runs in. And Lodolo's day is done after 6 strong innings. We will go Alex Reyes for the 7th. And he allows 2 runs. I don't really like that. So we'll bring in Jesus Luzardo, and you know what? We will jump in and play this game. We are 2 innings away from winning the World Series for the first time since 1990. Let's get it.
With Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us. Nobody out here in inning number 8.
Here we go. Jesus Luzardo, a man that we made a trade for in the offseason, not in the offseason, in the trade deadline of this year, hoping that he can be the guy that sends us to the World Series. Look at the Great America. I've never seen the Great American Ballpark this packed. I've never seen this many people here. 2-2 count to Kobe Mayo. He's 3 for 3 on the night. We need to strike him out. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th, and Kobe Mayo will just pop out to Jonathan India at shortstop. You love to see that. Jordan Westberg, we will go 12-6 on him. It's a 3-2 count to him, and he will not choose to swing, and he will take a walk. Connor Norby, 2-1 count. 67 speed on first base kind of worries me, but not like crazy. And that will not get past Tamar Johnson. That'll be a double play, and that's the end of the inning. Great defensive play by Tamar Johnson. Exactly what we needed. And now we have Alex Kirilloff, who is wearing number 19. That just is a little bit disgusting to me because that's Joey Votto's number. And that is going to be a strike. I was hoping they'd call that a ball, but unfortunately they don't. And it's a full count to Kirilloff to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And Kirilloff will just ground that to second base. No big deal. All we need to do is get to the 9th, get Emmanuel Clase in here, and close this game out. I could use an extra insurance run. I really would prefer that. Having a 1-run lead gives me the creeps a little bit. But I need to swing better than that if we want to win the World Series and get another run to give an advantage here. Here comes the 1-2. Tristan Casas will send that to left field, but he was a little bit late, and it'll be caught by the left fielder. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Elly De La Cruz steps to the plate, possibly the final man to hit for the Cincinnati Reds in this season. De La Cruz will deliver a strike. That could be the run I was looking for. It will be. Elly De La Cruz gives us a 2-run lead. His 6th home run of the postseason. The former Rookie of the Year delivers. Wow. What a stud he is. That ball is gone, and Elly De La Cruz might have just gave us the World Series on one swing. Unbelievable. That is what I'm talking about. It is 4-2, a 1-1 count to Tyler O'Neill. I don't care really what happens next. I mean, I could use another insurance. I'm never going to turn down an extra insurance run, that's for sure. But with 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Tyler O'Neill, I don't see it very likely, although who knows with this pitch. Tyler O'Neill will hit that to right field, but it looks like that's Bryce Harper out there in right field, and he will get it. So Elly De La Cruz came in and delivered the run that I needed. He answered the prayers, and we are 3 outs away from winning the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. We bring in the closer, the man that we trust with getting us this W, Emmanuel Clase, pitching in what I'm sure is his first World Series. I don't think the Guardians made it while he was on the team. But we are just 3 short outs away from a World Series, and that's 1 less out. A strikeout from Clase. The crowd is up on their feet. Joey Weimer, the number 1 hitter, he sends that to deep center field, but Alek Thomas is underneath it. And that is 2 outs, ladies and gentlemen. We are 1 out away from a World Series. It's Pedro Leon, the only man who stands in our way. And he will send that to center field. Thomas is underneath it. And the Cincinnati Reds are the World Series champions for the first time since 1990. I can't believe it. We went all in. We traded a lot of stuff to get that pitching rotation the way it is. And we finally have done it. We've climbed the mountaintop. We avenged last season. And we're World Series champs, and we do it at home.
They sit in their home ballpark. So many memories over this season, but in this game, this city is already going crazy.
What a beautiful sight it is to see Jonathan India jumping up and down, celebrating. A lot of these guys, almost everybody on this team is their first World Series. I'm pretty sure nobody on this team has been on a World Series team before. And there it is, holding up that elusive trophy. We did it. We climbed the mountaintop, our 6th World Series championship as an organization, and our first since 1990. It's been a minute, boys. It has been a minute. I wasn't even alive the last time the Reds won the World Series. Elly De La Cruz with the home run in the bottom of the 8th. What a game that was, and the boys did it. The boys absolutely did it. World Series champions. You can never take that away from us. The Reds have won the World Series, something I did not think I would say. And we've completed the rebuild, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the rebuild. Now we just got to build on it, basically. Now we just got to build on it. And if you missed that, Jonathan India wins the World Series MVP. Man, he is just having a stud of a season. And Jonathan India also wins postseason MVP. This man went on a tear in the postseason. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, a .315 average. Please tell me he's under contract. He is. Thank God, because he would want a ton of money if this was a contract season. Elliot De La Cruz hit 5 home runs and 10 RBIs in the postseason. Wow, we just won the World Series. I cannot even freaking believe it, ladies and gentlemen. It is crazy to even consider what we just did. Tristan Casas did not play well in the postseason. All these stats, as you can see at the top of your screen. We'll show the pitching rotation really quickly, see how everybody did. It was fine. It was good enough to get it done. You know what? It was good enough to get it done. I should not complain because it was good enough to get the job done. What a fantastic season. We really did go all in. We really did go all in, and we won the World Series. I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Next episode will be the off season, where we look to build on what we just accomplished this year, and we look to go back-to-back. It's hard as crap to go back-to-back in MLB, but we're going to try it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. We just won the World Series. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.